The village of Ukamba had returned to its quiet rhythm, but Naya could not shake the whisper that had found her beneath the dead sacred tree. The words haunted her dreams, slithering into her thoughts even as she walked amongst her people. She had severed the bridge, yet something had remained. Something that waited, watched, hungered. One evening, as she stood at the edge of the village, gazing into the vast wilderness beyond, she felt it again, the cold whisper curling around her like unseen figures. Nia, the door remains open. A shiver ran down her spine. She turned quickly, expecting to see Mwangi, the messenger of the abyss, but he was gone, vanished after her return. No one had seen or heard from him since. The unease deepened when strange things began happening in the village. The livestock grew restless, their eyes flickering with unnatural darkness. Children whispered of shadowy figures lurking beyond the tree line. And then the first villager disappeared. It was Elder Jabari. His hut was found empty, his belongings undisturbed. No tracks led away from the village as if he had been swallowed by the air itself. The elders gathered in fear, and all eyes turned to Nia. The abyss is not finished with us, one whispered. It wants more. Determined to uncover the truth, Nia returned to the withered sacred tree. She placed her hands against its bark, once steaming with life, now brittle and dry. Closing her eyes, she focused for a moment. There was nothing. Then a rush of cold, a pull, a voice unlike any she had ever heard. Return! The abyss was calling her back. That night, Nea prepared. She took only what was necessary: a knife, a flask of water, and a small pouch filled with ashes from the sacred tree. This time, she had no guide, no Mwangi to lead her into the unknown. She was alone. She stood before the tree and spoke the words she had heard in her dreams. The ground trembled, the roots coiling away to reveal same darkness that had once swallowed her whole. Taking a deep breath, she stepped forward. The void embraced her. When she landed, the abyss was not as she remembered. The ruins of the city were still there, but they pulsed with something new: life, of a twisted sort. Shadows moved more freely now, whispering in voices she recognized: the lost villagers, Jabari, her grandmother. Ahead, the towering structure remained, but it had changed. No longer in decay, its spires gleamed with a sickly light, and at its peak, a figure stood waiting. Mwangi. His once dark skin was now cracked, streaked with veins of silver light. His eyes glowed brighter than before, and the bone necklace he once wore had fused into his chest like roots burrowing deep. He smiled, but it was not the expression of the man she had met. You should not have come back, Nia, he said. You severed the bridge, but you left the door ajar. Now the abyss has claimed a new guardian. Her breath caught. You? Mwangi nodded. It needed balance. When you broke the connection, it chose me. But the abyss is never satisfied, Nia. It wants more. It wants you. The shadows around him shifted, forming the outline of those it had taken. Jabari, the others, their eyes hollow, their voices calling to her. Join us. Nia clenched her fists. No, I came to finish this for good. Mwangi tilted his head. Then you know what must be done. She did. The seed had been the key before, but now without it, the only way to seal the abyss was from within. A sacrifice, a final act of defiance against the hunger that lurked in the darkness. Mwangi stepped aside, revealing a swirling vortex of black and red at the heart of the throne room. The true heart of the abyss. It must be sealed, Nia, but sealing it will cost you everything. She looked at him. This man who had once been a messenger, now something beyond human. Then, at the figures in the abyss, the lost souls who could never return. If she stepped into the vortex, she would be lost amongst them. But if she did nothing, the abyss would never stop feeding. Tears burned in her eyes. She thought of Ukamba, of the people who had given her love and a home. She thought of her grandmother, of the stories that had shaped her soul. And she thought of the tree, now lifeless in the world above, waiting for its final closure. Nea turned to Mwangi. Tell them my story. Let them remember. Then, before fear could take hold, she stepped into the vortex. A deafening silence swallowed her. The abyss roared in fury. The world trembled, and then the villagers awoke to an unfamiliar stillness. The unease in the air had lifted. The shadows had no longer lurked at the edges of the village, and the sacred tree, thought to be dead, bore the faintest hint of green. Mwangi stood beneath it, watching the horizon. He was whole again, his body no longer marked by the abyss. He knew what had happened. Nia had given herself to the void, sealing it with her soul. But she was not forgotten. The people of Ukamba would speak of her for generations, the girl who breathed the abyss twice, who had sacrificed everything so that others might live. They would honor her beneath the sacred tree, which now stood as a monument to her courage. And though she was gone on the wind, there were whispers, soft, steady. Even in the abyss, there is light. The end.